Good morning, guys. It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. So today I actually want to talk about squats. One of the most important thing I think that people really never understand is what is the best way to squat. Um, can I get to depth? Is something wrong? The biggest thing that I think is most important is first to dial in your squat, what it means to actually squat, squatting to depth, squatting with good form, squatting where you're pain free, squatting with low weights until you get your technique down. But I guess more importantly, something I want to cover is today is ankle mobility and butt wink. So I am on a mission to get rid of my butt wink. I have a lot of butt wink and it has been creating quite a bit of low back pain. I'm not even going to lie to you. So the biggest way to understand this is when you have your spine in, say this is the front of my body, and you have a slight curve out for your butt, you want that to stay there. And I'll show you really quick what it looks like, the butt wink, because mine is pretty obvious. So at the bottom of the squat, hopefully you can see me, at the bottom of the squat, in the stance I've been taking lately, it should be fairly obvious. So squatting down, at the bottom, right about there, you'll see my butt turn in, and it will be more obvious the more I go, okay? Now shoes off, my squat should look a little bit different. Even worse with the butt wink because of ankle mobility. So if I change that squat stance just ever so slightly without falling over, ever so slightly, to a little bit of a wider squat, you may see something change. If you didn't see it, I definitely felt it. As soon as I went wider, like this, I don't feel a stress on my back pulling in. I can actually sweep in instead of turning in. Do you see the sweep? The sweep versus the turn of my low back. So my back can sweep in and actually get down to the proper position, rather than turning and tucking and winking in. Now, I guess it's off to say I don't have my squat shoes on, but to see what it would look like if I went even wider to feel. So this is a significantly wider squat. That actually feels pretty good, but I'll be honest, I just don't feel very strong in that section. So right about here, I feel pretty strong in that area right there. And I feel like I stop just shy of that butt wink, which actually works really well. Now, as far as ankle mobility goes, a lot of people can't get to the depth that they need to get to. So something you can do to try this on your own is, first of all, get no shoes. Obviously not do it on rocks like I'm doing. No shoes. Then try it with a flat tennis shoe, looking at your depth from the side. Then a heeled tennis shoe, and then like a basketball shoe, just like a regular Nike or something like this. And then try it, stack a couple books up or some rubber mats or something like that if you're in a gym, and then put your feet on those, and to see what your actual squat looks like and how it feels. Now, I'm actually contemplating getting a squat shoe that has a little bit taller of a heel, and I don't even think that I have much of an issue with ankle mobility, although I do if I don't use squat shoes. I guess that completely defeats what I just said. So squatting down, That's depth right there, and it feels good, to be honest. I feel pretty strong. Maybe bring them in just a little bit. And then go in front of those, take those off. It's roughly the same depth, but I feel like I just get a little bit closer. I think one of the biggest things that people need to pay attention to is understanding that the squat is more than just a squat. It's about how do you feel when you get down to depth? Because at the end of the day, if you're powerlifting, I think the most important thing is staying pain-free and longevity. But beyond that, it's powerlifting. You want to be able to move the most weight possible. I would recommend 100%. I'm getting ready to take the state record in about 6-7 weeks. So my main focus is getting there while staying pain-free. I'll be 100% honest with you, butt wink has caused me some problems. Ankle mobility hasn't really been a huge issue with me, but I do wear squat shoes. I will say when I started using squat shoes, for the first time, my squat completely changed. My squat was 300 pounds last year for a max of a 1 rep. My squat is 525 now. So I'm not saying I'm some squat specialist or anything. I would consider myself better at deadlifts. But I will say the amount of hours that I've put into squatting over the last year or year and a half are probably more than most of you have ever done, especially if you're beginners. The biggest thing is don't lift with your ego, okay? Always be open to learning. Dude, I'm a trainer. I've been training for years now, and realistically, there's always something more I can learn, and I'm excited about that. And I don't ever want to say, you don't know nothing, I know everything, because that's not how you learn. There's no way to learn, there's no way to know everything about every industry, okay? There's gonna be some new guy right now that's probably watching me, and he's gonna troll me and say, you know what? That's wrong. I can tell you this. You may be right, okay? Just because you're new doesn't mean you don't know shit. So keep that in your mind. But also, I hope this video helped you. I'm gonna put a link in the description below to a pair of squat shoes, because I think at very minimum, especially if you do the book trick, and you have any type of issues with your squat, I think it's important that even if you try a pair of squat shoes, at the very minimum, you're going to get a more stable platform base to be able to pull or to be able to squat from, so that you can actually kind of dial in what works best for you. Some people can do it in Chucks, some people can do it in Vans or something like that, but not everybody's built that way. And understand, there's a reason they have 100,000 different pairs of freaking squat shoes. It's because it benefits you guys. If you're new here, please check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for Healthy Life. We're on our way to 20,000 subscribers, so please subscribe, like, and comment. It helps the algorithm a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a beautiful day.